And we're here now with John Brush at David Lawrence Rare Coins with some interesting items that have happened over the last few weeks. What do you have in your hands here, John?
Well, Josh, thanks for stopping by. We have some coins on exhibit here at the A&A show from the D.L. Hansen collection. His goal has been in the last 2 to 3 years to put together a set of coins from 1792 to present and kind of equal the Eliasberg challenge as we've talked about previously.
Sure.
And we brought a few highlights from his collection here. One coin that was a particular interest for David Lawrence Rare Coins was a 1901S quarter in PCGS MS68 Plus with a CAC sticker.
It's a blazing beauty, it really is, John.
Well, this coin's kind of special to us. It's been well known throughout the market, but we bought this coin several years ago in an auction, and then it was the first coin that PCGS ever put a plus grade on, and then we sold it immediately thereafter. It's a coin that's special to us based upon it's a barber coin. It's the key date of the quarters, and it's the finest known of the type and of the date. It's a beautiful, beautiful coin, and we were able to buy it back from the collector in recent months, and we brought it with us here because it's just one of our favorite coins that we've ever had.
It's incredible. Of course, in terms of the great, white on the obverse, but the Ravers has some really great toning there, concentric toning on the by the rim, and I mean, it's just a perfect coin all around.
Yeah, it's just a gorgeous coin.
Yeah.
It just, looking at it just kind of grabs your eye. It's just a beautiful piece.
That's awesome.
Another coin that we have with us, we recently bought the Bruce Moreland Legend collection of seeded dollars, and so we brought those here and put them on display. And the main highlight is an 1870S dollar in PCGS MS62 with a CAC sticker.
Yeah, it's just exceptional with his pieces. I mean,
it's the finest of the 70S's. It's from the famous Stack collection, Legend, and Bruce bought this coin. They put this set together. This set is just absolutely amazing. These coins should not exist individually, let alone as a group. And every single one of them is stickered with a CAC sticker. And the coins are just amazing. This was a fun set to handle.
Hansen, having bought this collection in one piece, I mean, that's a huge leapfrog toward his goal of having a complete collection. So what a find this was to pick these coins up.
Yeah, this was a fantastic opportunity that we were able to put together actually on Christmas Eve this year. So that was kind of fun. Yeah, my wife and kids weren't too happy with that, but that's okay. Another coin that we recently bought it's one of my favorite pieces. I think is just a fantastic value. Is an 1854 Type 2 gold dollar in proof. It's a 64 plus deep cameo by PCGS from the famous Pittman collection. The fun thing about this coin is that John J. Pittman was putting together a set of early proofs, and during the auction when he originally bought this coin, he stood at the very front of the room and just held his hand up the entire auction. He was not going to lose this coin, and it was known as his famous Statue of Liberty pose. He stood up there with his hand held up, and people could be running him up. It didn't matter. He was gonna buy this coin no matter what.
Gung-ho about it.
And it's I think there are 2 in museums and 2 that are privately owned. And this coin came to us from another dealer through a collector. And it's just you look at all these other coins and you realize that this is rare. No one has seen this coin. I was showing it to several gold experts, and this is a coin that people just have never had the chance to hold or offer. And I thought it's one of my favorite ones on the display here, just by the nature of this is a truly rare coin, really neat. Another one of the more recent purchases for the collection we just picked up here at the show, which we had arranged purchasing it about a week or 2 ago, was a 73cc no arrows quarter.
Another exceptional rarity. I mean,
it is. This is one of the few. I think we're down to 20 coins completing the Eliasberg collection to 1964, according to the PCGS set registry. And this coin was eluding us for quite some time. We couldn't find one, and then all of a sudden, this coin was actually mentioned to Gary Adkins, our representative in Minnesota, and he brought it to me, and the last time it appeared was in a stacked sale several years ago, and there hasn't been another one on the market since. It's one of those coins that goes unappreciated, and Gary was able to bring it in, and we just had it to the collection this week. So this was one of our neat show highlights here.
So now we're down to the finish line with the Hansen collection. We have 20 coins to go. What are some of the landmark pieces, if we can discuss that?
It's fairly public.
Yes.
Deloy is he wants other collectors to take part in this quest that he's putting together. So that's part of the game plan here, is that it's public on the PCGS set registry. I'll share a list of what's left in hopes that people won't run up the prices on us. We're being responsible of what we're paying, and we're trying to buy the best that we can. But it's public as to what we're missing, but there are limitations as to what we can do, of course.
Right.
But a couple of the coins that are missing are the 1802 half dime. There's actually one here on the floor, and we've been discussing a couple others recently, but we haven't closed a deal on one of those. We're missing an 1875 tin, and that is one of the truly underrated gold issues in the United States. I mean, there was one that sold recently in an auction. It was an NGC example, but these coins just don't come up for sale. So that's another piece. We're missing a 64S5. Again, it's so hard to find one of those.
Sure.
Even the gold experts have only handled a very few, one or two of those pieces over their lifetime, and they just don't pop up very often. Another is a 1933 tin. We haven't bought a 1933 tin Indian, but we've been offered a couple, but we just haven't come together on pricing yet. So there are coins out there that we know about, but you hold out for the right price, or you hold out for the right fit for the collection. But there are also a number of coins that a couple of Charlotte and Dahlonega mint gold coins, and you know what? You really realize that these coins are a lot harder to find than one would expect. I mean, they just don't grow on trees, unfortunately, and no matter how big these auctions are and how big the sports floor is, you can't find these pieces sometimes. It's surprising to see some of these coins that you thought you'd be able to find that they just don't show up enough.
Of course, one pickup you guys did make recently was the 1804 Drake bust dollar, and that story in itself is incredible, but in the context of the collection, I mean, that's a huge linchpin piece that you guys picked up. And
it was a really neat
that,
coin.
John,
Thank you. That kind of got thrown together at the last minute. I was at Disneyland with my kids when I discussed this several times with Deloy while they were riding some rides. So it's it was kind of funny how that came together. But
dreams do come true at Disney.
They really do. I mean, if they knew that $4.5 million coins were selling, or $2.5 million coins were selling in Disney California Adventure, I think we'd probably get some advertising dollars out of it. But thankfully, no one really knew what I was doing wandering around.
Right.
It was a great highlight to the collection. It's one of the most interesting coins that we really didn't know if we'd ever add to the collection. So when that opportunity presented itself at such a great value, we said, we got to do this.
And of course, speaking of attractions, we're here at the ANA World's Fair of Money. This is an attraction in itself. Have you gotten a chance to walk the bourse lot yet? Or are you still?
That's my goal for tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
I've kind of spent the first 3 days here buying coins and sitting around hosting people looking at the collection, and I haven't really had a chance to really venture out much past the 2 or 3 rows where I am. But one of my favorite things is kind of walking around the edges and seeing the mints and seeing what all's, there's some 33 Saints here. I want to go see those coins.
Trio,
yeah, exactly. So, this is, I've been coming to these events since 1992, missing a couple years in there, but it's probably my favorite show just by all the nature of things going on. It's probably not the best business-wise, just by the nature of we're always being pulled in 100 different directions here. But I'll tell you, it's good to see old friends. It's good to see what's going on in the world. It's a lot of fun. It's good to see you guys. I mean, we love seeing Gray Sheet at the show.
John. Yes, exactly. Well, John, thank you for your time in this interview. We really appreciate all that you, of course, do for the market and your time here. And thanks for your thoughts.
Well, thanks so much for having me, Josh and Patrick. Y'all hope y'all have a great day here.
Thank you, you too, sir.